everybody, it's Jess, and we are going to be learning Jam by Stray Kids choreo with Jess version. Thank you guys so much for your interest in wanting to learn this choreo. It means a lot, and I cannot wait to dive in and teach it to you guys. So a little background about me: I am a dance teacher in my day-to-day outside of YouTube, and so I'm going to be approaching this tutorial like I am teaching some of my students, but I'll also try to consolidate, not go too much in detail, but also not be too broad, just in case, depending on who's watching, some people need different things. I will also attach timestamps depending on your particular needs. Some people are going to want all the details, nooks and crannies of the choreo. Others just want a walkthrough. All of this is going to be mirrored. I'm excited to do it with you. So to start, the very first thing is going to be starting just spread it out. That part is really whatever you want to do. As you guys saw, I did a little bit of some fun little sparkle hands. You don't have to do that. You can just kind of do whatever you're feeling. Then from there, it goes into spread it of some kind, something that Changbin says here. This is what I did, is I just articulated every syllable through the usage of isolated fingers. You do not have to do that. You can spread it. You can just do whatever you feel that's going to be pertaining to your hands. You want to try to aim to have your hands glued together for the first slam down that you hear on the one. Yeah, so we just spread it out, 6, 7, and an 80 and a 1. And notice I swing my whole body down nice and low, because that's going to help us really feel the fullness of that bass. So we go 1. The first thing you're going to do with your feet is it's going to involve both of them. Notice that my body is going to be nice and low. I'm using my momentum to travel to my right side, and then I'm going to be using my momentum to travel to my left. And what's going to happen is you're going to go on the do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, and we'll talk about how to vary that in a second. You're going to go whatever you feel. Your quantity is up to you. Toe, alternating between the toe and the heel of your feet as you travel across. Use the momentum of the slam. Boom, do-do-do-do. And lean your weight all the way over to the right side, because what's going to happen is you're going to transfer your weight to your left while also doing the heel toe, heel toe. My recommendation is, as you do this, you went 1, 2, and 3, lean over to the right side. Think about heel toe, because it's going to be a little bit easier to travel it, but it's up to you if you go toe or heel to start for that. And forgive my feet, they are a bit squeaky. And notice what my torso does. I keep it low, do-do-do-do. Then I go high to low, because you have that do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. The torso justifies the sound and the pitch change. So that's why it's important to keep the torso at least going up in some capacity on the single foot. So let's try that from here. Just spread it out, 6, 7, and an 80 and a 1, 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5. Notice my arms are kind of doing whatever. They're filling in the gaps in the spaces, so it feels more natural to keep my balance. So there's no choreo for the arms. You can just survive. So that is the end of that little segment there. Moving on from there, you go with 1 foot, boom. You're going to go into the sticky, sticky, sticky jam. And all of this is, you take your hands, you're going to have your hands placed together, slide one up. Doesn't matter quite how far it goes. I would say keep it on the palm, not try to overshoot it to the wrist. So it goes, right goes up, left goes up. You bring both up, and then you slam them down. Like you just spread some jam on one bread. If you've ever taken bread, you put them together and you rub them to kind of spread the jam. If you don't have a knife, that could just be me, but that's kind of what this is emulating. So it goes slide, slide. You're ready with the bread, you slam it on the table, and you want to have a little reverb on the tail end of that. Notice also you can lean with your torso, sticky, 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 jam. Like so. Cool. And really it's up to you, and how, if you want to add something that gives that sticky kind of texture where it's a little bit harder or more rigid in the transition, it is completely up to you. It's wordplay. It's just for fun. It's playful. So you did dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee, sticky. You place that foot down, sticky, 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 jam. Very nice. And then from here, what you're going to do is you hit that do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, just like you did the first time, but instead of the legs to justify it, it's going to be your arms. So you're going to take it, the wave's going to go from the elbow to the elbow, then this elbow is going to start and take and travel the wave up. Now, as a waver from the waving community, I do have to be very specific about this as a representative. There's multiple ways you can go about doing this. The first thing is you want to make sure wherever you start, you want it to follow through your fingers. Make sure they're properly articulated. If you're not sure if you're doing it right, you can always clasp those knuckles together and practice this. Whoa, I'm so sorry, that was probably really loud. But but you take your knuckle and you move like this, where you go and you want to create a sense of fluidity that matches like you are whenever you're initiating from the elbow. So keep in mind, if you're not able to flatten it out one over the other as you move, you can clasp the knuckles and do it that way. Completely up to you. But we want to make sure that we travel the energy through the fingers. We don't want to be negligent of that. So that's your goal. So you're going to go from left to right. Notice I'm leaning my weight. Weight is your best friend in all of this. Weight over, and then from here, instead of waving it all the way back and resetting the elbow where it started, you hear that da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So we want to hear that high note once again. So you go over, and then you start it, and then you glue wherever this wrist is. Whoop. Take and travel the wave up to match that. So you're going to feel a little pull in the oblique here. Totally normal, totally fine. If you're like, Jess, I don't want to do that, you don't have to. It's up to you. You can just go from the side to the side if that's all you want to vibe with today. If you want to just do the worm like this for 4 counts, I'm not going to stop you. Do what you want. So you just said do-do-do-do, di-di-di-di, sticky, 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 jam, do-do-do-do, di-di-di-di. Very nice. So I have it up nice and tall. Then this next part, to kind of finish out our, like this little segment of our first couple 8 counts, you're going to take the jar, you're going to make a jar. Then you're going to twist the jar. Then you're going to throw the jar to the floor. So that's exactly what I was thinking of when I was making it, is you take it here, you take the jar, twist, got them, and you're devastated that you just threw the jar on the ground, but not really. It's your jam jar. That's what it is. So you just did dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee. Take it out, twist it, got them. And you can reverb with the hands, reverb with the full body. It is completely up to you there. Then from there, you're going to hear, we got the jam, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, with all of the syllables, right? What you're doing is wherever you threw your jam on the floor, you're avoiding it. You're not going to touch it. So you have really quick feet. So you're going to go high to low. Oh, excuse me, Carlos. So you're going to go quick, 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 sit, quick, 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 sit, quick, 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 sit. So you do it 3 times. I'm going to the front, da-da-da-da, 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 really quick feet. And what makes it have a heaviness but lightness to it, and somebody put it in the comments like that, and I hadn't quite thought about it that way until you said that, so I will try to articulate this well. You want to think, you go up, breath, then you sit, and you kind of exhale. Breath, exhale, breath, exhale. And you want to think quick feet. Dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee. Very quick, precise pronunciation of your steps. You want it to be very clear that it's hitting every single syllable, so it's easy to read. And you can do whatever you want with your hands. I'm like, oh no, where's the jam? Who took the jam? Am I the jam? Things like that, right? So you did, where is the jam? I dropped the jam. I got the jam. Then from there, you're going to take your hand, you make a little gun. This hand's going to go right across in line with the shoulders. You're going to go pop, pop. Hips are optional. You can go pop, pop. I will not stop you. Go for it. Or you can just lean back. So if I show from the side, I lean back, back as I accent here. If you've seen this, this is a Stray Kids fingerprint kind of move. You may have seen it before in Chick Chick Boom as well. Please keep in mind, I did do this choreography and make it before Chick Chick Boom came out. So if that tells you in dates when this was made, there is some overlap, which is kind of cool. But this entire routine is calibrated to how Stray Kids movement quality has progressed over the years, because I have marathoned them before. So that's why there is going to be some familiarity in some of these choices, because I was thinking about Stray Kids the whole time as I was making it. So that's a fun little tidbit there. So that's why this move is going to feel familiar, because it's on the A album, Jam, very hardcore, very heavy in the bases. So you can either choose to go full gun, or you can choose to make it like a trigger. Boom, boom, on the pop, pop. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the very top, run it about 1 time, just walk through. Then we're going to finish out the section, then do slow, medium, full speed, try with music, and then we'll go to section 2. Okay? So let's do it. So you did just spread it out, 6, 7, da 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 da, drop, dee 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 dee, ha da da, sticky, 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 jam, do 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 do, dee 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 dee. Take it, twist it, open, throw, move away, move away, move away, pop, pop. Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and move on and finish up the section. So you have this jam messy on the floor. You haven't touched it yet, technically. So what you're gonna do, you just went pop, pop. Then they say, look at the jam. So you're gonna take your fingers, you're gonna make the number 2. You're going to take them to your eyes, look at the jam, because you're looking at the jam you just spilled on the floor. Look at the jam, and I'm sitting and I'm leaning away from it. Look at the jam. You can even add a little bounce too if that helps you keep tempo. That's always a really good idea. So you just did fast, 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 pop, pop, look at the jam. Then this part, I think this would be considered like the most Hyunjin part, I think, of all of it. A lot of people said that. I agree. I think Hyunjin's singing here, which is probably why it was choreographed this way. So you're here. You're going to look at the jam. Then you're going to take this leg, chug it twice, and then you're going to pick it up, and send it. So I know they do this part in their chick chick boom choreo. My body is still sore from that, by the way. So I think it's fun that we have that little overlap already in play. So let's talk about it. You just went pop, pop, look at the jam, and step, step. What I'm doing here mechanically is I'm taking my hip, I'm revving it back, taking this leg, and I want to treat it like I'm kicking a soccer ball, and the soccer ball is into the floor. So I have to kick and scrape at the floor. So I'm trying to get something off of my foot. Essentially, it's kind of another way to word it. And while I do that, I'm looking at the jam. If you think of it, it's also, I'm trying to scoot all the jam off the floor that I just spilled intentionally. So you just said, look at the jam, hit, and now I technically did this wrong in the shorts. I will choreograph it for you correctly. This is what it's supposed to be, but you can be wrong because I was wrong. You hit, click, click. What I wanted to do is take my hand, I have jam on it, and I wanted to use my leg as a piece of bread, and I wanted to spread jam on one side, spread jam on the other side, send the jam to space is what my goal was. But of course, you notice I just hit it 2 times in the back. Both are fine. You can honestly don't have to use an arm if it's better to just hit it on the side. So going back to here, we went pop, pop, look at the jam, then we 2 times hit the jam, spread and spread, send. And then you're gonna catch with your left hand with a little gun, like so, because this is Bang Chun's part and he's singing. So that's kind of what we do. And that's the end of the first section of Jam by Stray Kids, just choreo. So what we're going to do is we're going to try it with music at 0.5, 0.75, and full speed. The only thing is I'm not going to be talking during any of those run-throughs for one reason. It is because this microphone is dreadful whenever I try talking and moving at full speed. So to save your ears and mine, we're going to just have movement to the slow tempo. Let's go ahead and start at 0.5. That was the end of section 1. As you can tell, I get tired doing it. So if you're like this, me too, like for real. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to section 2. If you need more time on it, the beauty of YouTube, loop it and you'll be fine. Take your time. It took me a hot minute. I had to sleep on it and practice it in order for me to get it. So it is absolutely okay if you feel that way. Respect your dance journey. Everybody has a beautiful place to start, and your journey matters just as much, if not more, than the end product. So moving on to section 2. Okay, so from the finishing touch that we did of Hyunjin's part, we did click, click, and we send it. Now, something I didn't talk about in section 1 that we can add in section 2 for this part is you can add your hips. So instead of isolating it, because I know we're tempted to do that, myself included, think about pushing your hips forward and then sending it, adding a little bounce. It's gonna make it look more stylized and more natural, and you're going to hit those sounds more effectively and feel more full in it. So that's my recommendation. You do not have to do that though. So we send it, 1, 2, up 3. I hope you heard that bass because that's what you're catching. Just like you threw it, boom, you kicked it, you grab it. So from here, you grab. You went 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have a gun because we're cool. Then you're going to throw up, not throw up, but throw up this right arm. And you throw to match because it's a Bangchan's part and all we're doing is following directions. So we just did 1, it's a playground, and you're gonna go right, left, bend, right, left to bend. It's gonna feel pretty natural. You're gonna wanna go that pattern, so you just did. And 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. So on the 2 and the 4, you go low. And then on the odds, 1 and 3, you go up. Now, if you happen to learn it and it feels better to go left, right, that's fine. It's all about a party. So you just do it your way. I'm probably gonna do right, left, because I think that's how I choreographed it originally. From there, Felix's part, he goes, Jimmy, Jimmy, yeah, Jimmy, Jimmy, catch up. Something along those lines. He's playing on the word gem, which is fun. So we're gonna have fun. What you do here is you step out and your legs are going to go heels. Your weight goes onto the heels and you rotate your toes out. Out, in, up. Out, in, up. Up with your torso. Doing it once more, you went Jemmy, Jemmy, yeah, Jemmy, Jemmy, catch up, because your arms are going to play a role here too. The first order of business is you have your bread, you have your jam stick, your knife with the jam on it. You're going to go jam, jam, yeah. So you're going to grab your head. Doesn't matter how you grab it. I'm going to grab it a bit daintily because of this mic is so sensitive. So you're going to go jammy, jammy, yeah. You can add little head nods too for dramatic effect because you're having jam. You're having so much fun. Then the second time you go the palm, you flip it, you grab, you flip it. Just like that. So adding them together, it looks like this. You go jammy, jammy, yeah, jammy, jammy, catch up. Just like that. Once more, let's add it from the send off. Thank you, Hyunjin. So he just went, here's your jam, boom, Bangchan grabs it. Ha ha ha, follow directions, boom. It's a playground, high, low, high, low. Then you reset. From here, I tend to cater my weight, or I lift here, so I know to go to my left side. So you just did, put your hands up, boom, Jemmy, Jemmy, yeah, Jemmy, Jemmy, catch up. And then we only have one more 8 count. Yes. This section is significantly easier than the first section, I personally think, but you guys let me know in the comments. So you just did, look, so you just did this mess earlier in section 1. You're bringing these back out. You're still looking at the jam, but in a different way. You're gonna go, look at the jam, and it's like, oh no, the jam is still there. I forgot my new shoes. It's kind of like that. So you just did hit, catch up. Look at the jam, and it's very playful there. Boom, look at the jam. And you can brush if you want to, because you're like, get the jam off of me. Then to finish out, it's the same thing on both sides. You're going to pick it out, out, up. 2 things to note, I'm bouncing. Bounce, 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 and my leg goes out, behind, style. My torso goes out, up, up. Or you can think upper back. Yeah? So to finish it up, the very last thing you go, look at the jam, and out, up, up. Then you walk away, wipe the sweat from the haters, and you're done. So let's go ahead and do a walkthrough of section 2. Then I'll tell you what we're gonna do next. It's a secret. We just did. We're here, and you did. Hit, and send it. 2, 3, 4. Put your hands up. Okay, it's a playground. Right, left, up. Jjammy, Jjammy, yeah. Jjammy, Jjammy, catch up. Look at the jam. And out, up, out, up. And think about out, tapping the foot. You don't have to put all your weight on it. Out, up, up. Cool. All right. So now what we're going to do is walk it from the top. Because why not? Let's try it. Just spread it out. 6, 7, and an 80, and a 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and a 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and a 5. Take it, twist it. Then we avoid all responsibilities. Pop off. Look at the jam. Look at what you've done. Use the hips. Boom. Then we grab it. And then we're like, okay, hands up. It's a playground. Up, down, down. Jjammy, Jjammy, yeah. Jjammy, Jjammy. Catch up. Look at the jam. And boom, tap. And you walk away. Not sounding like you just died. Like me. You're going to be better than that, right? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna play your music, 0.5, 0.75, full speed of the whole thing. Okay? Okay? Awesome. Let's go.
Jjammy, catch up. Look at the jam, come on and dirty, jam, jam. In, out, take a balla for the jam. Stick it, jam. Yeah, jam, goddamn. I'm gonna jam, you're gonna jam, we got the jam. Look at the jam, come on and dirty. Jjammy, catch up. Look at the jam, come on and dirty, jam, jam. Come on, just every time, just get in, out. Take a ball about the jam. Stick it, jam. Yeah, jam, goddamn. I'm gonna jam, you're gonna jam, we got the jam. Look at the jam, come on and dirty, jam, jam. Stick it up now, put your hands up. It's a playground, put your hands up. Jjammy, catch up. Look at the jam, come on and dirty, jam, jam.
Fantastic job, everyone. So, my recommendation would be learn section 1, drill it at 0.5 until you can kind of wean yourself off of me. Then you know you're ready for a speed increase. Then from there, 0.75, same thing. Then try it full speed. And then from there, if you feel pretty good, you don't have to be perfect, but if you feel pretty good about it, move on to section 2. Or if you're wild, learn all of it and skip the run-throughs. 0.5 with all of it. So you feel really good, 0.75, then full speed. I also recommend if you need to itemize the section 2, do the 0.5, cut it, like know where to stop in the middle, and then just drill that part 2. And then from there, go and try all of it. And then work your stamina up. So as you can tell, yes, I'm tired. Part of it's adrenaline because I really don't want to mess up. I want you to be set up for the most degree of success. So I have to do my best in order to make that happen. If you have no idea, if you made it all the way to the end and you have no idea like what this choreo is or where it came from, I will attach the original video in the description as well as the behind the scenes for it. I will also make a fun little short that'll direct everybody here. And yeah, I'm very happy and very thankful and blessed of the ability to like make one of these for YouTube. I've made one more before for Patreon for an AT's track if you're curious, but it's been a long time since I've taught online, if that makes sense, because of a pandemic. all of us teachers had. If you know, you know. We had to figure that out. But guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy my analysis if you come for that, my choreographic perspective if you're here for that, or just for in general support as a cheerleader. I feel the love. I want to see this. So if you do happen to tackle this, please tag me so I can celebrate your victory in learning it together. And I want to celebrate you as well. So if that's something that you're like, Jess, I don't want you to see this, that's okay too. But remember, I'm a teacher. And so my goal is to provide a safe enough environment for people to be able to try things, even if you don't feel 100%. And so if there's a way that I can be a better steward of that, please let me know. And I would love to be able to meet you where you are and help us both grow together. You guys help me through the art of understanding stray kids and their movement quality long term. And I hope you guys hopefully understand what makes your choreo so cool. So you guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Pa-pa.